Hi, I'm Kara from Health, Home, and Happiness, and today we are going to talk about breastfeeding on the GAPS diet. During this video, you will probably hear my little nursling. There he is. He's crawling around on the floor. We'll try not to be too disruptive, but technically in the GAPS diet book, you are not supposed to breastfeed while you're on the GAPS diet. The concern with that is that when your pathogenic bacteria from down below in your gut are dying off, they release a bunch of toxins. And the concern with that is that it goes into your breast milk. Just like everything else, breast milk is a filtration of blood. So on the way to your body detoxifying it, it's going into your baby. The thing that many moms come to me with is that either they're pregnant, because you're not supposed to do the GAPS diet if you're pregnant either. Ideally, you would do it before you become pregnant. But sometimes that's not the easiest thing to plan or restrict. So sometimes moms will come to me and they breastfeed for 2 or 3 years, which I think is excellent. I would not recommend someone wean just so they could do the GAPS diet. So what I am saying is going to differ from what Dr. Natasha says and what Sally Fallon says and what probably lots of doctors say. So just remember, I'm just a mom, not a doctor, not a medical professional. I do GAPS while I'm breastfeeding. With my second, I waited until he was almost a year, and so he had started some solid food. And then with my third, he had an egg allergy, so I tried doing it. He had already started solid foods, but he was about 9 months old. And I just watched them for signs of detox. So both of my boys had eczema that was related to eating foods that wasn't agreeing with them. My second, it was dairy, and then my third, it was eggs. And so I watched for eczema flares, I watched the probiotics, and I watched my own detox reactions. So ways that you can slow your detoxing from the GAPS diet is to go slowly and start gluten-free and then slowly work your way down to GAPS intro. Full GAPS is okay if you're pregnant or nursing. Especially if you've already been on it before. So if you're already doing full GAPS and then you get pregnant, it's fine to stay on full GAPS. It's the intro that's the more intense part of the GAPS diet that causes the die-off reactions. So some ways to slow the detoxing is to take Epsom salt baths, the sulfur and the magnesium in Epsom. The sulfur and the magnesium in Epsom salts is what your body needs to detox with, and then you can slow the probiotics, so don't take a bunch of Biokult if you're taking Biokult. You might even just want to completely skip Biokult while you're breastfeeding. I know that causes detox reactions in all of my family, so I do skip that while I'm breastfeeding. And then fermented foods, especially kefir, it can cause a lot of die-off, and sauerkraut, so just kind of go super slow. If you can wait until you've weaned, then that's great, especially if your baby doesn't have any GAPS problems. With my babies, when I was nursing, I put them on GAPS also, which really that's kind of how we start first foods anyway. But I just made sure they were having some chicken broth and not getting any of the polysaccharides that can feed the pathogenic bacteria. So I kind of felt like then my milk was GAPS friendly for them, and it was a good way for them to kind of just do a GAPS diet protocol, just because our family is a GAPS family, and I think they can probably benefit from that. So that's, oh, and another thing, if you have your child on GAPS and they are breastfeeding still, you have to also be on GAPS. If you are eating wheat or anything that's not on GAPS while your child is nursing, even if they're just nursing once or twice a day, they're going to be getting a little bit of that food product that they're not supposed to have that's not on the GAPS diet through your milk. So you want to be careful that you don't want to undo all your work just by nursing them. So I hope that clears up some of the questions about breastfeeding on GAPS. It's not ideal, but it's better than suffering. Like, you don't want your baby reacting with a bunch of eczema flares or anything either. If you can just kind of go off of whatever allergens are causing problems until you wean, then that's ideal. But if not, GAPS is something that a lot of nursing moms do, and you just have to be more careful than usual, just like everything else when you're a mom. Thank you.